Hey, welcome back, Math Gurus. This video, we're going to practice writing equations with variables on both sides. We're not going to solve them, and it comes directly from TEK 8.8a. All right, for our first example, it says Francine planted 2 flowers in her garden. The first flower is 4 inches tall, and it's growing at 2.25 inches each week. The second plant is 5.75 inches tall, and it's growing 3 inches each week. How many weeks will it be until the 2 plants are the same height? So automatically in 8th grade, you're either going to write equations or you're going to write inequalities. Since it says same, I want you to pay attention to that because that means it's equals. In this video, it's only equals, but when you're taking a test, it's not going to tell you if it's an equation. All right, I need 2 separate expressions. Now, we have 2 flowers, so I'll just say first flower and then the second. So what do we know about the first one? Well, it's 4 inches tall and it's growing. So it's going to be plus because it's positive 2.25 inches per week. We don't need to know how many. We just need to know that's the rate. So we're going to put an X right there. On the other side is the second plant. And so we know it's starting off with 5.75 inches because that's the height. But it's growing. And so that means it'll be a positive or plus 3 inches each week. So I'm going to go ahead and put an X right next to the 3. I knew that the X went next to the 3 because it said each week. I'm not saying it's always going to say each or per or any of that, but that is definitely a clue in this example. We're not solving it, even though it says how many weeks will it be. If I wanted to, I would solve for X, but in this case, that's not what we're doing. All right, for our next example is Kim's fish tank holds 180 gallons of water and it is leaking at a rate of 8 gallons per day. Adam's fish tank holds 160 gallons of water and is leaking at a rate of 6 gallons per day. At how many days will the 2 fish tanks have the same amount? So automatically we know it's equals. So we have Kim's tank and we have Adam's. You're just making 2 expressions. And what do we know about Kim tank? Well, it has 180, so that's definitely going to be your starting. Leaking, so it's not going to be plus. Leaking is going to imply it's subtract. 8 gallons per day. Now we're looking at Adam's tank, and then its starting rate is 160 because it says it holds 160 gallons. And it's leaking, even though it doesn't say minus, you have to understand that leaking means minus at a rate of 6 gallons per day. So in this one it had per, so that kind of helped us out. If we wanted to solve, then, you would go from there. But in this case, we don't need to solve. All right, well, we have one more. My suggestion is pause the video, try to set up your equation yourself, and then come back and check. Okay, Hank's demolition service charges $10 per hour. Dante's construction and demolition services charges $8 per hour and $180 call fee. After how many hours of demolition would cost be the same at both companies? All right, so let's first put our equal sign because it's the same. Hank is going to be on one side, and then Dante's is on the other. So for Hank, it's just $10 per hour. That's it. There's nothing else. You don't need to have a starting value or anything. It's just 2 expressions that we're creating. Dante charges $8 per hour, so that would be 8x plus the 180 call fee. And so there we go. So if yours came up the same as mine, you did good. Thanks for watching.